He wasn't supposed to catch it. He wasn't even look at you when you threw it, TJ. You just throwing now. Pick those tires up. Put them over there.
Yeah, this one.
Back over there.
I got TA's spot. Hey, please. These tires too. I got this.
Hello, hello. Proud mixed child, welcome. Thank you for coming, King. I'm actually just starting to go live on my mobile device. Whenever I go live, I'm normally stationed in one spot and we talk topics and things like that. So I'm just basically testing this thing out because I'm going to try attempting to go live in the community more often. Life with Brandy, welcome. Welcome, Queen. Thank you so much for popping in. I'm not going to stay on long, guys. I just was saying hello and trying to see if you guys were, in fact, getting my notifications. The kiddos and I are just out on the porch chilling. Come say hi, guys.
Hi.
No, they can't see you. They can hear you.
Where do I go?
Right here. Say hi.
Hi.
That's one. That's Kha'yair, my 10-year-old. Say hi, TJ. Come on.
Hi.
That's TJ, the 7-year-old. Say hi, Tatai.
Hi.
That's Tatai, the 6-year-old. Grandma got her hands full. Actually, all the kids were in school today. TJ, not so wild, baby. And, I don't know. I've been talking back and forth with the school for the past 2 days, yesterday and today. A few issues for TJ. And then, in the midst of talking back and forth, I got a phone call from the nurse, saying that, and if anybody saw yesterday's upload, you will see how furious I was with the whole school system and the protocols on the COVID cases, or the alleged COVID cases, I have to say at this point, because it's absolutely absurd. I had to remind them when they called me today to come pick up TJ again today, which we did this last week on Tuesday, which was the day after the holiday. Obviously, he was around someone who had been exposed the previous week on Friday, and so they called us the moment I put him on the school bus last week on Tuesday and came home to get the next two off on their buses. I got a phone call to come pick up TJ from school because he obviously was exposed to someone who had COVID reportedly the Friday before. And why they waited so long to tell us when they were calling us all weekend for everything else is beyond me. But I had to go through that again today, guys. I had to go through it again. So here we are. Kha'yair was coming home because he had a half day. He's in a total different school district because Kha'yair came with us just recently when his grandmother passed away a couple months ago. So he's still in his school district through the end of the school year. And then we're going to look into transferring him for next school term. Depending on if he make up his mind to stay with us or his mother, he has to choose an address because we have to get him registered for school. Not so wild, TJ.
Okay.
So here we are again. I had to pick up TJ at about 2 o'clock, so it was not even an hour ago. And once I picked him up, I just told him, give me Kha'yair as well. Because there's no way I'm going to drive home and in 20 to 40 minutes have to go pick this boy up from the bus stop. Just give him to me as well. He can come back tomorrow. Obviously, TJ cannot. TJ's not able to go back until next week, Tuesday, so that's what it is. I asked them, now get this, guys. This time, I offered them to give me the Chromebook because it's a longer duration that he's going to be home, and they said no. They didn't even give us a Chromebook for him to keep up with his schoolwork. So, here I am, being who I am. I am going to sit down this evening and compile some work that he can do over the next few days because he's not showing any signs or symptoms. He's just gonna be home like a tag along.
Okay,
So,
go to the doctor.
with the fact that I work overnights, TJ, with the fact that I work overnights and come in at enough time to get the kids off, well, get them ready and everything and off to school or the school buses, I'm going to create some work for TJ to do in the areas that he's struggling in. So I'm going to initiate some schoolwork for him since the school wasn't or isn't willing to give me any schoolwork for him. So I'm going to do that. Also, his chores this week, he is waste management. We do age appropriate chores for the kids, so he's going to be on waste management, and that's is just what it sounds like. He's going to be doing some, God bless you, extra cleanup around the house. That's what my mother did when we were younger and we stayed home from school. We had to do extra chores around the house. He is going to do that. TJ did get himself into some trouble in school, and I have to replace something. So he's going to have to work extra around the house to earn some more money for his section of the accordion so that he can pay some of his hard-earned money towards this debt as well. It's a teachable moment. Everything with these kids I turn into a teachable moment so that it will make them a better citizen, a better young adult, more responsible, teach them how to maintain their home, make better choices, things of that nature. Deandra, thank you so much. I see the stream popping in and out for the chat. I'm not sure if this is normal because, again, I never go live while on the go. But hopefully you guys can still hear me because I'm not seeing anyone say that they're having a problem with reception. So I'm just going to keep on chatting. Again, I'm not going to stay on long. I just wanted to pop on and say hello, give you guys an update, which is like a part B for what I just uploaded on my channel yesterday, my main channel, MrsAmaechi or the Amaechi tribe. It's very frustrating with the school protocols. While I uploaded yesterday's video, I did it as a premiere, and coincidentally there was a school nurse in the chat who agreed with me that the protocols really basically suck. They're all over the place, and I could imagine they get the bad end of the deal because they're the ones making a phone call to these parents, and I don't wish that I was that nurse that I had to speak with today because I wasn't nice. I wasn't pleasant at all. I was very frustrated. Again, I was already dealing with the school all day yesterday and today with the situation with Terrell. And then she happened to call throughout that time, and I was already heated. And so she kind of caught it from me. I wasn't, like, I did not, use profanity or anything like that. No vulgar language. However, I did make my point very clear to her superiors, whomever. She just happened to be the messenger, so she caught the message to take back. And by the time I had got myself ready and drove over to the school, I had to go ahead and have a face-to-face conference with the lady that I was going back and forth with all day. So, I would not have wanted to be the school officials today. I am normally very low-key, laid back, very understanding and compliant. However, some things just tend to frustrate me, and this is one of them. Mind you, this is, I went back last night and counted, so now I can add today's episode. This is the 12th incident, 12, this school year that I had to go through with these kids being sent home for quarantine. Keep in mind, I have a total of 4 boys here. We're dealing with 3 different schools, and so this is the 12th incident. In the beginning of the school year, if ever they called and said that TJ or Kha'yair was exposed, both of them had to come home, and then their school nurse would contact Tyjon's school nurse, and he too had to come home and quarantine. And they were doing 12 days then. As the school year has progressed and gone on, the day count changed, the severity of the cases has changed, and what I mean by that is now they say, like, if for the today's incident and last week's incident, that Terrell TJ was obviously around someone who was exposed to it. So therefore, Tyzir, who was secondary, would not have to come home. That is crazy. That's not what you was doing back in September, October, November. We didn't. Yes, we did. November through December, we had a case. So the end of December and into the Christmas holiday and everything in January, we didn't have any incidents. But school started back in no. When school was supposed to start back in January, they called us over the Christmas holiday season and extended their Christmas break an additional 2 weeks so that they can clean the entire school out. So everyone was home in quarantine status. They shut down the entire schools, and we had to make arrangements to go up and pick up Chromebooks. And then the return policy, guys, is just ridiculous. They are willing to send the Chromebooks home with the kids when they're sending them home. However, we cannot send them back with the children. Now tell me, where does that make sense? If you trust them to bring them home to us, and something happens in between them leaving the school with the property and bringing it home to us, we don't have any responsibility, no ties to that. However, when we try to return it that same way, you decline it because something may happen between them bringing it home from us and back to the school to you. Please tell me, where does that make sense? That just sounds like a lot of people I know do as I say, don't say as I do type stuff. And so these are the type of problems that I have when I sit in PTA meetings. Y'all stop. PTA meetings and stuff like that. Like a lot of parents, when I see them in the community or at the bus stops or whatever, or just know them on a personal basis, um, they have so much they want to advocate about. However, when we get into these school settings and or virtual meetings, no one want to speak up. And no, I don't have to have anybody speak up on my behalf, because that's one thing about me. I do not like anybody being my representative. Don't misrepresent me. I can represent myself. I can advocate for myself and my children. That's what I am here for. That is my role as head of household here. When I took on these children and the adoption and everything else that go with it, I knew that I had the leading role. So I don't want anybody advocating for me as far as their livelihood, their education, their future, anything. I have this under control. If I need help, I know how to seek assistance. But yeah, the teachers, they get up to these schools and they say, parents, I'm sorry, and say nothing. And it's frustrating because when the pandemic first started, um, the schools were sympathetic and empathetic to parents in our situation as far as work and our home environments. And after it went longer than they initially anticipated, like 2 weeks when Trump was still in office, and it went on through the next school year, Kha'yair, go over that way. Y'all not gonna throw that ball towards me like that. Thank you, sir. When it went into the next school year, somehow they finagled them rules and stuff, and it seems like everything is against the parents, because if they call us and tell us we need to pick up these children, we have to stop what we're doing and pick up the children, no matter if we have employment, no matter, like in my situation, I work all night and come home and get these kids off and get the house tidied, and I want to take my nap, and now here y'all go calling me I gotta come pick up some kids. Like, where is that fair to me? If they don't take in consideration that we have our lives set up, and I set up doctor's appointments for myself, and everybody that follow my channel know that I am very instrumental in the care of my mother, who is recovering from 2 surgeries. And so like, you're not leaving me any wiggle room to handle any of my pertinent information. And that's where the frustration comes in. Like, I just think they have to have some type of plan of action. um One day when they called me to pick up the kids, it was a half day. They had 45 minutes left to the day, but they were very adamant about us parents coming to pick these children up, even though there was only 45 minutes left, because they didn't want them to further expose children. Now, weren't they in school all day with these kids? Didn't y'all know since the evening before and failed to notify us because somebody dropped the ball and nobody made the call? Obviously, they have a list of people who make the calls that they rotate, and this individual didn't realize it was her turn, and she didn't make this call to us. And so these kids, and so when they came to school that day, y'all didn't realize that they were all in school. It took y'all 45 minutes before the close of the day to realize somebody dropped the ball, and now we got to stop what we're doing and rush up there and get these kids. And if you don't, they're going to call DCP&P. And I'm saying to them, do you know I am a foster parent and I am affiliated with DCPNP? If you don't know what that is, formerly DIFE is a Division of Child Protection and Permanency here in New Jersey. It's very frustrating on my standpoint. Am I going to do what I have to do? Yes. Do I want to keep my children safe? Yes. Do I feel like the schools need to do a little more to make it more accommodating for us parents? Yes. We need to come to some type of happy medium. This is frustrating, to say the least. Because, like I said, I just uploaded yesterday, last week incident, and he just went back to school on yesterday, and here we go again. And when she called, I'm like, "You're calling home for who to get picked up?" And she was like, "TJ." I'm like, "The same TJ I had to pick up last week for this?" And she said, "Yeah." And listen, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. But we are home now. The kids have changed over out of their uniforms. They're out here playing. We're sitting down on the lower deck because now I am waiting on my last baby to come home from his bus. So we sit out here. The kids run around and burn off some energy so that we can get this last baby off the bus and get our whole PM situation under control. But again, I have to go and pay I guess teachers assistants and come up with some work. I have to sit down at my desk and come up with some reading and some math and some language and whatever else I can put together, and even some computer skills. Even though they didn't give me the Chromebook, he'll use one of our Chromebooks, and TJ's gonna have a full day of education um, throughout the remainder of his stay at home for COVID, which he's showing those signs and symptoms. And I just can't believe I asked for a Chromebook and they declined. It's amazing. And I did that purposely, guys, because last week when they wanted to give me one, I refused. And that was because of the whole return process. So this time I said, I'm going to challenge their rules. So I asked for one, and they refused. Like, come on, this is crazy. So, again, I just wanted to pop on to say hello. I don't normally go on live on a mobile device, and this is the second time I'm trying it. I tried it on Saturday for the very first time when I had the kids out at a park outing, and I was a little confused with the whole portrait versus landscape view, but I did it differently today, and hopefully when this thing uploads, it'll be right. But I'll check in with you guys another day. We will be going live a little more often just for a quick hey. Love and respect to you all. Thanks for coming on to hear my rant, and I'll read everything you said in the chats. Love and respect, guys.